No, I don't think he's wrong. I think it just kind of goes back to what we just talked about. I feel like the point that United, even at some of the lowest points in their history, they're still reaching cup finals, is kind of what we were just discussing about. You should still be wired to win and have the best possible season you can despite circumstances. And I do think there's too much context about our season to say that we should have won the Premier League necessarily, that we should have won a Champions League final. We just saw the best team clearly just won Champions League for a reason. Um, but he's not wrong to say that if United can reach like a Europa League final or whatever, like we should be doing better in terms of at least like the FA Cup or Carabao Cup or whatever it is. Um, I think his comments just allude to the fact that again, like there's got to be something tangible at some point. I think that's the overarching comment or thoughts behind this comment is you have to win something at some point, right? You've got to show like the receipts to everything we've been doing here. Basically, that's my takeaway from it, and getting to watch and getting to kind of see the way he responded to it. That's kind of how I think, because people forget that he won things for us, and he's coming from that again, that player's mentality, right, of an elite level player who wants to go out and win things, especially for a club that he loves and reports and respects. I mean, I don't necessarily think that he was wrong for being critical of us. I understand your point of his take when with the X stuff came out, but I also think that was also influenced by the fact that he felt maybe the ownership at the time wasn't the right ownership to take us to be able to compete with bigger clubs who are freely spending to get us to the top, right? And like we said about PSG, like they're not some underdogs, or they spent an absolute mountain of money to get to where they are. But unfortunately, the modern game, as I said, where you have to spend to win. Like the days are gone when you can rely on academy players to win you a league title or a Champions League title. Like, you need to spend a lot of money if you can do it. So I think that's kind of where I'm really coming from, where that what's the fastest route to get Arsenal to winning things? Is it Eck or is it KSE or whoever it is? That's kind of where I put my vote out to. I think that's what his mentality was, and maybe still is. But I think his mind has changed as he's seen the progress. But now he's saying, I'm seeing the progress, but now I want the results now. I think that's kind of it. So I don't disagree with him at all. I think it's pretty spot on, actually.